Hey, everybody. Colin here, joined by Sarah.
Hi.
Hey, you might notice that this episode appears to be a little bit shorter in length, and you'll notice some other things too. We just wanted to come out in front and say, sorry about that. We tried to record just a normal episode for you, and things did not go
Was not
as
having it.
planned. Didn't do good on that part.
Yeah, so the first half has a little bit of audio quality issues, but by the time we get to the misconnections, they are all fixed, and we're back to our normal mediocre quality. So stick around, and you know what? If you want things to go better next time, pray harder.
We're not saying this is your fault, but we can't prove that it's not your fault, you know?
Yeah, so think about that as you listen.
Think about how you could have done better, and we'll certainly think about how we can do better in the future. But we're glad you're here. There's still a good episode for you, so we'll let you get right to it. Enjoy us now. Well, previously, before, but we don't.
Now.
Then. When's then? Now.
Welcome back!
Hey. Oh my gosh. It feels like it's been a little bit of time.
It has been a little bit of time. I think that, last week's episode was pre-recorded, like
This
pre
is true.
pre-recorded.
Did we fool ya?
Did you?
Did
think?
anyone get
Did
fooled
you
for
get
a minute?
fooled? But the thing was, we had an intro about how it was pre-recorded, so
I'm hoping they got lost in it after that first opening intro.
they were a little
probably
fooled.
not.
They were probably a little fooled for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I mean, we both been doing things. I've been sitting on my couch.
Yep. I finally progressed a little bit in Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Whoa! Did he wake up yet? Is he still
I'm waiting, not yet.
asleep?
I mean, I think you're joking, but I think that is literally the plot of the game. I think it is all a dream. I don't know.
It's like Don't Wake Daddy.
Spoilers. It's like Don't Wake Daddy. It's a lot like Don't Wake Zaddy because it's Zelda with a Z.
Do you think
so Z for
Zelda's
Zaddy.
hot?
I think Zelda is a perfectly fine-looking, elven princess. I don't know that it's my type.
Well,
I feel like,
you just called it Zaddy, so
I think that would apply more to Link in this case.
oh,
And yeah, Link is
the
absolutely
Zaddy here.
Link is the Zaddy in the Legend of Zelda. I don't feel a way. I can't unsee my friend from high school that was like super into anime, even though they're a little pasty. If you know what I'm saying.
They're a weeb. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. They're a weeb. And they definitely heavily cosplayed as Link, and that's who Link is to me. So I'm just playing a game about my friend.
That's fun for you. Is there a video game character that you were attracted to as a child?
Ooh, that's a good question. But do I have an answer? Do I honestly have an answer? I'm like you would think, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I feel like nothing's coming to mind, but also like when I was playing video games, the graphics were, not that sexy.
You're like, look at those squares.
Look at Kirby. Look at that full-bodied figure on Kirby.
Oh,
and Kirby
looks like one tit.
Kirby can suck. That's like all Kirby does. So.
Oh no, is Kirby non-binary?
I actually had to think about it. I was like, I don't know that I know
have a gender?
if Kirby has a defined gender.
Well, that's kind of nice. Well, it's Kirby's Day. Happy, it's International Non-Binary Day. Happy Non-Binary Day to all the days out there, all our NBs.
It's also apparently like nudity day, like nudity day.
Yes, it's also our friend Thomas's birthday, and it just feels like all of these things are converging to make one hell of a day.
Yeah,
in a good way.
In a good way. So happy birthday, Thomas.
Happy birthday, Thomas. Happy Nudity Day. Happy Non-Binary Day. It's great. It's a good day to be alive.
Oh my goodness. We have some breaking news here this evening. This never happens. This never happens.
It doesn't.
So, hold on. Bear with us while we get the story straight. Okay, so a California peacock has been apparently murdered in what reporters are calling a Craigslist hit. Let's talk about this crazy news story that you may have seen That just feels like we have to talk about it.
No, we definitely should talk about it. I do feel like to the uninitiated, like I'm just gonna say that's not the craziest thing I've seen on Craigslist. Like everyone's freaking out, but I'm also like, it is a great story.
Oh
not
yeah,
to naysay, but
it's definitely like pretty split right down the middle in terms of how out there Craigslist.org can become.
Yes,
but nonetheless, we're bringing you the news. That's what we do in this podcast all the time. We are a news first podcast. So here, let's break down. Do you know this area at all that it happened in? I'm not sure.
Where exactly was? I think it was somewhere in Southern California. But do you know? Do you have a city or a town name for me?
It's Azalea Estates is I think the little home community, a neighborhood in McKinleyville.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I could not tell you where it is. I want to say it's like maybe near Sonoma County.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I don't know if I know that. I think I was right. It is like the North Coast.
Okay. So we do have a personal connection.
It's not in Sonoma. It's not anywhere near Sonoma. I was only correct in that it is Northern California. It's right outside of Eureka.
Okay.
Clam Beach, which is a great name for a beach. Really stellar, actually, name for a beach.
It's up there in my top 10. So here's the story from Vice. Basically, in this neighborhood of Azalea Heights, this little place, Azalea Heights, in the neighborhood of McKinleyville, there's a peacock that apparently just showed up out of the blue one day, started making itself friendly with the neighbors, and it just kind of became a communal pet for this little community. It would just, I don't know where peacocks actually come from, but it just showed up. And it seems like most people were a fan of the peacock. It had a lot of names. They eventually started calling it Peony. Peony the peacock. Mr. P. And last week, the peacock was found dead.
It's not funny. We're sorry for laughing.
Well, Sarah doesn't like birds already, so her is my...
I don't care about this peacock. Also, have you ever spent any time around a peacock?
Actually, probably the most was in California, and I think it's because they have peacocks outside the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, if I remember correctly.
They do, and also I don't know what it is about California, but like there are wild peacocks. I know they're not native to California, as far as I know, but in my neighborhood growing up, there was a wild peacock. Wow. And their call sounds like a person screaming. It's pretty horrific. So I would say if you're listening to this news story and you're passing judgment, feel free to pass judgment, but I want you to do it informed. So go listen to a peacock call and then tell me that you wouldn't also maybe not be that sad if this bird ended up not alive, Possibly.
So to continue the details, it's not that it was found dead. It's that it was found dead of an apparent gunshot wound that is, not quite a natural cause of death amongst the peacock community.
Or anyone, really.
Or I mean...
Natural cause of death? I don't think it counts,
no, not the most natural, unless it was a bullet that maybe... Could a tree grow a gun? I don't know, more on that later. Anyway... So not only was this peacock found dead in an apparent gunshot wound, residents in the community who mourned the peacock, of course, couldn't help but remember. Someone had pointed out to some of the residents that there was a thing they remember seeing on a website called Craigslist in not the misconnection section, of course.
No. Wouldn't happen there.
Wouldn't happen there. But they were browsing Craigslist and they remember seeing this ad. And I'm going to read a little bit of the now deleted Craigslist ad in question. The bird came here about 4 months ago. No one knows from where, and no one here owns it. If you've ever heard a peacock's call, you know it's as loud as a car horn. This bird wakes me up every morning around 5:30 a.m. and continues calling for about 3 hours. I put in earplugs and put a pillow over my head. Sometimes this works, sometimes not. This has been going on for almost 4 months. Crazy. Map. They also included an image that had a red circle.
Thank you.
Where the bird lives. House number 1. This neighbor puts up bread so the bird will hang around. Number 2 house. I don't know what this neighbor thinks about the bird. The final line is the damning part. Please contact me so we can form a strategy to eliminate this bird and also agree on how much you will be compensated.
I think that the real mystery here is how much was the person compensated for assassinating this bird.
How much would you do it for, Sarah?
I am afraid of guns, so I wouldn't shoot a gun for any amount of money.
I think that they didn't say use a gun, which also makes it even more fucked up, right? Like,
because you could pick it up by its head and swing it like a...
There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to assassinate a peacock. So this person decided gun was the best bet.
I mean, that's pretty... I feel like that's maybe kind of humane. You wouldn't want to, like, strangle it. I feel like that's rough.
So, whatever. Weapon of choice. You don't have to disclose it. How much is, like, the minimum that you're like, I'd consider?
Well, I don't want to kill anything. As much as I don't like birds, I would want to kill a thing. I don't know that I'd be comfortable doing that, but with that being said... Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. No, I would never.
Well, I tried to get you. But it looks like it wasn't you. So anyway, yes, this is an apparent assassination of a once beloved neighborhood pet. And it all took place on Craigslist.
Our very own Craigslist.
On our very own Craigslist. This person could face serious consequences because apparently there's some neighbors who have a pretty good idea of who posted this. Someone has apparently made their opinion about this bird known and loudly complained, so that they're apparently, when it showed up dead and there's an apparent hit job, there's only a name that
There's only a
handful
of people that could do that.
Only a handful. Vice has decided to not share the name in the case or the event that, like, this person does actually face some charges.
I wonder what that would be. I will say that one of the reasons we didn't record an episode recently was I was back home with my parents, and my parents are on the Nextdoor app, which I think is fun because it's drama, but I also don't like because it's just an updated neighborhood watch, which is, like, in and of itself a racist institution.
No, yeah. I definitely had it for, like, a couple weeks before I was like, this is just a racism app. This is just an app that lets me know how many racists live in my neighborhood. Because it's all like, I saw a thug walking around the neighborhood. Oh, no. Please lock your doors and be safe out there.
Oh, man. So, yeah, anyway. It's just the new neighborhood watch, which, but it also, gives good neighborhood goss. So
sure, there's nothing wrong with partaking in the goss.
You
observe the goss as much as you want.
But in my parents' Nextdoor app, neighborhood goss, there's been a coyote sighting in the hills of El Cerrito, California, and somebody did post, "Can't someone just take care of it?"
So wow, we're really calling hits on animals nowadays.
We are.
The thing we're doing. An animal has never become a nuisance enough to me that I wished I could pay someone to have it murdered. I had some woodpeckers that were definitely, like, a thing that would wake me up, like, in the early hours in the morning.
Sure.
And never wanted to commit a crime on them.
Yeah, there's some crows outside my window that I could be convinced to murder. Because they are loud and they like to talk all morning, which I don't appreciate. But, they're smart, they're sentient. I don't want to be mean to one, because then if you piss off one, they all remember you. Everyone knows those are the bird rules. So,
if we get rid of birds, who knows what that unleashes on the world? I mean, they eat a lot, right?
Just like spiders or sharks. Yeah.
Birds are the sharks of the air.
Yeah. Okay. Should we start the show?
Let's start the show.
You caught my eye in the grocery line, and I fancied myself a man worth your time, and I couldn't help thinking I wished you were mine, a man-seeking woman whose total is 589. I don't do this often,
Here's the deal. Everybody. We just recorded about an extra, I would say maybe 20 minutes of this podcast, and just had technical difficulties the entire time. So you know what we said? We said, fuck it, we're gonna do it live. So just know that you're coming into us 20 minutes deep into this podcast. You know, there's gonna be some lost footage of some misconnections you will never see.
Never to be repeated. I feel like this is the first episode in a while where I've like cared about the audio. Not that I don't normally care, but I was like, I want to adjust my settings. I want to really perfect this. I want to get it nice and good sounding for all of you. And God did not like that.
God didn't like that. God said, let me tell you, hubris is the fall of man, is what God said.
Yep. So, sorry.
So here we are. And you know what? We're going to kick right into it.
Let's do it.
We're not going to do an intro. I don't even care. I'm not going to tell you what the misconnection section are because I already did it once today. You'll just never hear it. So Tullen cold sent me more misconnections. These are all ones we haven't read yet. I've never seen this one before. We're going to read it right now. Here we go.
Still fresh. Yes.
Heartburn Hotel. Oh, see, I made a big mistake walking out on you. I've been thinking lately about all the times you were there for me, like when I had the Grand Slam at Denny's and got heartburn, or when I had the ultimate country fried steak and eggs at Sherry's and got heartburn, or the time I had the bacon temptation omelet at IHOP and got heartburn. I'm sorry about what I said and did at Red Lobster, leaving you to cry all alone onto a plate of ultimate endless shrimp. Part of me wants to say it was the heartburn talking, but I don't want to make excuses anymore. My heart is aching tonight. Some of it is heartburn, of course, but mostly I just miss you. I hope you'll be able to forgive me someday. I would love to just start over and take you out on another first date to Applebee's, where we first got to know each other over a riblet platter, followed by another riblet platter, and then, of course, heartburn. Jay. Incredible.
Pretty good.
Genius. Either this is just an aspiring comedy writer that's just like, I'm just going to put this on Craigslist as practice. It's so good.
It's so good I don't even care if it's fake.
Exactly. It's so good and like also put onto a medium where it just might never have been found by anybody.
Yeah. Well, it's your lucky day, Jay. Because we found you. So if you're looking to hire your next for your next son's birthday party or bat mitzvah, find Jay on Craigslist. Looks like they do comedy. They're in the Seattle area. If you're looking.
And you know, on the off chance that this is legitimate, I relate to this heavily.
Do you now?
I am an adult 26-year-old woman who has an industrial size bucket of Tums tropical fruit flavors next to her bed. I get it.
Yeah. Hey, I am no stranger to the HB myself. Maybe a little bit of the AR even, you know. You know, it's definitely something I have to consider now at the ripe old age of 30.
I'm more of like a VD kind of girl. Not venereal disease, violent diarrhea.
Gotcha.
So rest easy, everybody. Not venereal disease.
Don't worry, it's just diarrhea.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yes.
And this is something I've told a lot of people, and nobody has had the reaction that I wanted them to.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you this so that you feel forced into any specific reaction. I'm going to keep telling people until somebody has the right reaction to it.
Okay.
So, I recently left my job, and I got a new job. Woo! Where I will be making a little bit more money. So I said, Sarah, it's also about to be my birthday. So I was like, Sarah, treat yourself to something you've always wanted, but always was like, that's a little too expensive. Like, whatever. Talon, I bought a bidet. I bought a Tushy bidet for my toilet.
Yes.
It's incredible.
I mean, you used it.
I used it. I installed it. I felt like Bob the goddamn builder. I fucking because you have to do minor plumbing. You have to turn off a water line. Mm-hmm. You have to unscrew it from your toilet and screw it into another thing, and then screw a bunch of other stuff in. You have to test your connections.
Wow.
And I did it all. I did it all extremely sunsick because I wanted the cool kiss of toilet water so badly on my butthole. And it's been a goddamn dream. And I think that I've never met anyone who understands like the love of bidets that I have.
I'm ashamed to say I've never tried one, but now that you have one,
you have a safe space to try one. I won't laugh at you when you make weird sounds when it first touches you. I just think it's wonderful. I've never met anyone else who didn't grow up with them that has the same feelings about bidets. Because I think, also like people from other countries are very used to having bidets.
Yes.
It's just dirty Americans with their poop hands.
Oh my God. I have read some awful things on the internet about dirty Americans and their poop hands. Yeah, I think we should definitely all be embracing the bidet. And dare I say, the flushable wipe as well, you know?
Ooh.
Toilet paper, what are you doing? These dumb fucking bears who live in the woods trying to sell me on the softness of a piece of paper to put on my butthole. No. It's dry and I don't want it. And no amount of you sitting there rubbing a roll is going to make me want to exclusively use toilet paper. It's
big paper. And I do also have to say that the flushable wipes, what do they call them? They're really fatbergs. So there's these things called fatbergs that form in sewers.
Right.
And wipes are a big contributor to fatbergs. Yes. And I'm just here to say bidets don't have that issue.
So they're never going to find a landform made of bidets in the ocean.
Exactly. And I don't know, people are always asking me on the streets. They're always stopping me on the street and they're saying, Sarah, what, your butthole's wet afterwards? And I say, yeah, it's a little wet, but it should be. I would rather my butthole be a little moist than too dry. Was that too much information?
No, I think because you know what, you're right. It would be too much information if it wasn't.
If this wasn't a private conversation that nobody will listen to, that we're not going to put out anywhere.
This is not being shared in a massively public forum. That it's fine not to live in perpetuity. No. It's just between us. And in that case, I think you're right. I haven't really put that much thought into it, but now that you put it in words, I would rather it be more like a cake and less like a scone.
You're so right. All right, let's move on to the next one. That was a beautiful metaphor. I can't even say anything after that because that was so great. Okay, I've got another one for you.
Thank God. Here we go. Spooky goth girl near Target. Hey there. I've seen you a few times near Target and the frozen yogurt place. You have a great spooky vibe to you. It's stylish, and I dig it. It's a bit intimidating, too. I wanted to come up to you and say hi, but I also don't want to bother you. I guess I'm trying this. I hope maybe you see it and want to say hello. I hope to hear from you. Well, spooky goth girl, they are waiting.
They are waiting, and you've got a great spooky vibe.
Great spooky vibes.
All about the vibes.
I mean, I never personally had like a goth phase, but how about you?
No, I don't think I was ever committed enough to be goth. I wore a lot of black, and I listened to like screamo music and stuff, but I wouldn't say that I was ever goth. Mm-hmm. I definitely went in another. I would say I went more to the pop punk side of things rather than the goth side.
Right. Pop goes punk. Yes.
Pop goes punk goes crunk. That is a real album. Don't look it up. It's terrible.
Oh, I have.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. That is a real violence that white people visited upon anyone of color. So
I mean, at least when Elvis stole our music, it sounded coherent in a way that made sense, you know.
Yeah. More so than like All Time Low covering, say, Umbrella does. Anyways, which is not a crunk song. Like when they said crunk, I was like expecting. Yeah, like come on. Okay. Anyways,
loose definitions.
We could talk about this forever, but we won't. Yeah, I did not have a goth phase. You know, I never really had any super goth friends. I think they're very fun, though. I get very excited when I see goth people because they're just like people who really go for it and really dedicate themselves to an aesthetic, and I just can't do that, and I'm very in awe of them.
Yeah, I think period. Like there are people out there who do dedicate themselves to an aesthetic, and it's like it makes me feel like I don't know myself at all because these people are out there doing whatever it is that they are doing on the regular, like it's their job, but making it look effortless. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess my aesthetic is like, I don't know. Did the Pokemon jokes make it in?
No, they didn't. I don't think.
Then never mind. I don't have one. It's, I guess, going to be weed memes and Donald Glover music and projects and Spider-Man. That's it.
Yeah.
And I can't dress like that every day.
No. And I probably wouldn't be friends with you if you did.
Fair.
I think that it's very exciting. Last time I went camping last summer, I saw some goths at the beach. It was really exciting because they were wearing full-length black dresses on the beach. It was just really exciting to me.
To me, it would like just make me think of a Sweeney Todd number, but to you, I'm sure it was exciting.
Yeah, it was just me yelling over and over, "Goths on the beach, goths on the beach, goths on the beach," in a really exciting manner. They should make
a movie that's just a parody of Jaws, but instead of Jaws, it's goths.
That was bad. I'm moving on. All right.
No, wait, hold on. There's more to say. I also see goths roaming around my neighborhood sometime, and it's not intimidating to me. I'm just like, where here are they going? I just want to know where's the goth scene at? No one's gonna invite me, and I don't think I could even dress the part and like fool anyone. But
I think goths are pretty nice. I think they're pretty welcoming. I know that this person in this misconnection was pretty intimidated by goths, but I would like to think that I think they're pretty accepting group. And they're probably on their way to what was once Lovecraft and is now called got renamed.
Yep. The Coffin Room?
Coffin Club. Thank you.
Coffin Club.
Yes, Coffin Club. They were probably there. That's the only goth place I know of in town.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to infiltrate them secretly and dress goth one night, and I'll post it on Instagram, and then we'll see if I can successfully befriend a goth.
All right, I got another one for you. Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
No negativity. Can't we all just get along? Kenny Chesney. Everyone enjoy your summer.
Pretty straightforward.
I have so many questions. Is that a Kenny Chesney song? He's not the one who did Accidental Racist, is he?
No, that's Brad Paisley.
Thank you. We've definitely talked about that song in this podcast, haven't we?
We must have, but I'm actually wondering. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But Kenny Chesney, I do not know a Kenny Chesney song. I'm gonna have to search some details here. There's definitely big Kenny Chesney fans out there listening to this who are screaming
at us and saying, "Here's a Kenny Chesney song."
Hey, American kids, he did Get Along. Yeah, that's the song. Let's Get Along. Knowing you.
There Goes My Life.
Is that what?
No, I was just saying that. Yes, that is a Kenny Chesney song.
I don't know. For all I know, I didn't see it on my list. Did put out a 4th of July playlist.
Oh, She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy.
Oh, that's Kenny.
That's Kenny. That's Kenny. That's really wild.
Go for it.
I feel like he's like a name that's very much in the cultural osmosis that has penetrated my brain. And yet, could not name a song by him.
I don't know that I'm right, but I feel like She Thinks My Tractor Sexy is kind of stadium country that minds like Bo Burnham make fun of a lot.
Yes. Like the two trucks having sex song. I feel as though it is directly derived from She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy.
Are you talking about the scene from Southland Tales? The film by the director of Donnie Darko, starring Justin Timberlake?
No, I don't think so.
Because there is a scene where some cars fuck in that movie. So.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Cars After Dark, the Pixar film.
Right. They put it out on Disney Plus, premium, and worth it.
Worth it. Every honk, every sprocket, let me tell you, lubed up. All right.
Love a good hard auto body.
How much do you think Kenny Chesney's net worth is? Just guess.
Well, he's the only country artist in the top 10 in the Billboard's top touring acts of the last 25 years. So I'm gonna say, what's a good number? 700 million. Is that crazy?
Way too high.
Okay. Fuck, I don't know.
180
I don't have
million.
a calculator, so how can I do math?
That bit also got cut.
Fuck!
Just remember, we've recorded an entire episode for this. All right. I've got another one for you that I'm going to go ahead and send your way here.
Ah, goody. Hope there's no negativity, because that's a really big, big sticking point for me. Gave you my card on the Max. Hey, so I really wasn't kidding about seeing you a month ago. And how I told myself that if I ever saw you again, I'd give you my number, which is exactly what I did after seeing you again today at the Lombard Max stop. I don't know what your disability is, why you're in that chair, or how I might limit you, but I'm okay with it. I got a very strong vibe both times and find you very pretty. I also have certain health limitations, so I understand it more than it probably appears. I just know the card was a little formal, but it had my phone number, so I was very serious that I'd like to hear from you. So on the off chance you misplaced the card or anything like that, I wanted to solidify that I really meant it. I never do what I did today. You were special that way, and I really do hope to hear from you. RR. This is cute.
I have such a different take. Please tell me more, Tom. You think it's cute? Okay.
I mean, it could be cute. It really rides a line.
It does, much like the Max line. Which line? The yellow line?
That's a local joke.
Locals only. There's a couple things about this. One is that she hasn't contacted you, bud. She's got your number.
That part's less cute.
I think maybe no contact sometimes is a message. No message is a message, you know?
Yeah, and I get the anxiety that maybe they just missed something and just missed, they were going to call you and the wind swept the card out of their hand. But the likelihood.
Wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. I also think it's very interesting the way they say, I don't know what your disability is, why you're in that chair, or how it might limit you. It's just an interesting way to say that. It's fascinating. I don't know.
For sure. It's like, again, we're riding a line. I don't know how successfully. I feel like I don't know this person's personal health limitations. They did not clarify.
They didn't.
Who knows exactly how much common ground they even share. Who knows? Not us. But it really does feel like it might depend on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting, lots of interesting assumptions being made. Right. I have never been in a wheelchair, so I cannot speak for wheelchair users. But I do think it's an interesting saying to just assume a limitation.
Right.
I think it's interesting to just be like, I don't know what your disability is. And in case you didn't know, I'm referring to the reason you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about the other thing.
Right.
What?
Yeah. If this person just wanted to clarify who they were speaking to, I think it would have been easier to say, you were in a wheelchair.
There you go.
Period.
There you go.
That's all you need. You can have that conversation when you get the phone call, if you want, if they're okay with it. But you know,
just an interesting way to start the conversation. Just interesting.
It was kind of a pivot. RR, I gotta agree with my friend Sarah
Railroad.
here.
Yes.
Railroad. Who rides the Max train? I see. That's interesting. I see what you did there, RR.
RR.
I don't know if you're gonna get a phone call.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe don't hold your breath on that one, bud.
I'm just trying to picture also just being in that situation, being handed a business card and being like, I guess, I don't know, hey, I'd love to hear from you. Like, it sounds like you're offering them a job. Like, is that what you said verbatim? Like, you hope to hear from them? 'Cause
that is a little jobby, but I do think that, like, having a business card with a phone number is helpful.
For sure.
I don't think I'd be weirded out by that, but I don't know.
It seems less flirty, and it does. You're right. They called themselves out a little formal. I feel like there are cuter ways to go about that. There are more flirtatious ways to go about exchanging information.
Yeah, like pass it to them with your mouth or something. That's
yeah. Like, see if you can put it in the back, in between your waistband,
your butt
and
cheeks.
Then slide your booty over there and be like, "Hey, I got some for you in my butt." That's flirting. That's flirting.
Take it from us at Craig's Central Crisis. That's flirting.
Expert flirtation devices here, but yeah, there's definitely, it also really depends on your business, because if it's something like kind of swaggy that like looks cool to say that you do, that's cool. If you are a rent-a-clown, that's less great.
Rent-a-clown.
Yeah. There's definitely tiers of
clownery.
Of clownery, yes, of course there are. I've worked very closely with some clowns, and I can tell you that for a fact. So.
Some real clown asses. All right, I got another one from you here.
Ooh, yay.
A woman at Safeway. My missed connection is a woman who enjoys fun and spontaneity. We'll meet at Safeway in the cereal aisle. You'll be looking at Frosted Flakes. I'll find you and tell you they're great, so you know it's me. If either of us have any reservations, we go our separate ways. Tell me what comes next if you are my missed connection. Okay, so Talon gave me a real look while I was reading this. But in my defense, I was reading it the way it was written. If they wanted to make me say it like Tony the Tiger, they needed to add more than the normal number of R's, which is there's one R in this. So I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
If there aren't more than the average number of R's here.
For all intents and purposes, I think we have to assume that they meant that they would say it like Tony the Tiger.
It's right? Like, yeah. Well, this is reading to me like a normie who's trying to be real funny by saying a slogan that a cereal mascot says, but then didn't commit all the way and just wrote it like a normal person.
Yeah, like, hey, they're trying to get my Lucky Charms. Something like that. I like Cocoa Puffs a lot.
If somebody said that to me in the cereal aisle, I would immediately go flaccid. Everything on my body would go flaccid.
Let's talk about this person's plan. They're just going to hang out, linger, if you will, loiter in the cereal aisle. And every, possible suitor they think may have read their ad, they're going to be like, hey, they're great.
No. Wouldn't say it like that. They would just say...
Okay. Either way, whether it's a dry read or the correct read, their plan is to just, I guess, say the words, they're great, at every woman at the cereal aisle, and hope someone says something. They didn't even give them like a response. They were just hoping they go, they're great, and they go, oh, I've been waiting for you.
Do you want to go have sex?
And 99% of the time, they're going to be saying that to someone. They're going to go, they're great. And the person's going to look behind them and go, like, yeah, like an awkward chuckle. Because what do you do if someone says that to you?
If somebody ever talks to me in the grocery store, I look like I have just, like, you've just tried to murder me. I look scared, and I look done, and I gotta go.
Oh, I don't work here.
I'm sorry. You can't be around me like that, sir.
You startled me and made me drop my baked bean can.
My croissant. Yeah, I just think that is a real move on their part. And maybe not the move that would appeal to me, but in that case, I think we're just not the target audience.
I guess not. But yeah, I just think this could get a little more creative, create a call and response, get a little more secret agency with it, It's like a Mission Impossible, like oncoming storm thing. I am the storm. First of all, Cool as fuck. 2, if you could actually set that up, that would be, you know, don't worry about
Cool
it. Real fans know. True fans know. But if you could actually, like, create something that, one, wouldn't make you seem like kind of a weird cereal weirdo just hanging out in the cereal aisle. Like, you know, something that, like, you could say to someone that might, you know, nice weather we're having, you know? Something like that. And then, you know, if you hear the right response, you got them. But they could just also respond to you and not think you're a weirdo who's loitering in the cereal aisle saying classic character catchphrases poorly.
Really not putting your ass into it is what we're saying.
Yeah, you're doing half-ass work when you should commit full ass to the full-on Tony the Tiger. May he rip. That voice actor, he did pass. I don't know if they've replaced him or just started using old recordings, but it was some time ago.
We're hearing the voice of a dead man.
It's pretty weird. Kind of like every laugh track. It's just those people are all dead.
Wow, that's deep.
Every dog you've ever loved in a movie from the 90s is dead.
Did you read that on a listicle from Cracked? Top 10 creepiest things about modern life. Okay, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and send this out to you.
The top 10 creepiest things about Big Bang Theory.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Special waitress. You were our waitress tonight. And at the end of dinner, you took a photo of all of us with my phone. My only regret was that I didn't tell you how special you were. All right. Okay.
All right. Here's the deal. We've said it once. We've said it a million times. She's being nice to you because she's on the job.
She's getting paid to be friendly.
Like, here's the deal. Here's the deal, sir. I don't want you to. I just want you to know, she's being nice to you because she needs that tip because her job pays her $2.69 an hour, and at the end of her shift, she's got to pay off the busboy. So I just want you to know that's what's going on. Okay, just a little thought for you.
Yep, they are treating you with above and beyond service just to be able to afford necessities. And that's, again, as Sarah stated, because the job pay rate alone is not substantial enough.
No.
She's depending on her kindness and attitude,
yes,
making you feel that she has done above average work.
Yes. Her charm, if you will. I like the phrase special waitress. That's
I don't.
I didn't. It's the waitress they get out when you've been a bad server. You get out special waitress.
Hey, Hey, Becca, you take a lunch break. We gotta bring out the special waitress.
I didn't have much to say about this one. I just wanted to read that phrase, special waitress. I have a second one that I'll send over to you. You could read right now as well. It's another little shorty, you know,
right.
Not one we have to linger on.
We gotta linger. We're not weirdos in a cereal aisle. We're gonna get our cereal and go.
We're gonna pick it up.
Are you the Hulk? It's one possibility. Or you just flung off your shirt and shoes on the sidewalk. Probably for a good reason. Anyhow, I have him if you want him back. Huh.
I have like a lot of questions about this one. Like, did they see the shirt taking off and shoe taking off occur? Did they know the person that these clothes belong to? Did they just find missing clothes on the street? Because you probably shouldn't pick those up. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Especially in a pandemic, I feel like we should really limit the amount of strangers' belongings you're picking up in the street
with your hands,
that you don't know where they came from. That's just period. You know, sometimes I see free stuff by my apartment. In the normal times, in the before times, I might consider taking home that copy of Gothica on VHS. But in a panini, I can't. I can't
do it.
In good faith, I cannot. They're probably clean. I just don't. It's not worth the risk. Not even for Gothica.
Gothica had Halle Berry in it.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, prominently featured on the cover art.
The cover, yes. Pressing herself up against a window.
Yeah, I have not seen the movie, but I am very familiar with the cover art.
Good. I'm glad.
So I know what it looks like.
Yeah, well, as we all should. Okay, I got another one from you. And I'm reading these in the correct order, I'm pretty sure. So I'm
Probably. I trust you.
Thank you. In another life, maybe. You have incredible style and are incredible on the bass. Talking to you only cemented the budding crush that I was in denial of. It's probably for the best that you're taken. Chasing you might have broken me. Wow.
Wow.
That was heavy. Yeah. Yikes. Chasing you might have broken me. That's that's an intense thing to say.
Sure. Probably doesn't need to be so intense, but I think we've been in a situation. You probably, you ever had someone in your life where you just like, this person and I.
I've never been in a situation in my life.
No, you never had a possible unrequited love story that never took form because they were already subdued by another.
I've just subdued.
I feel like that was flowery language. It means exactly what you want it to mean. So.
No, I don't even mean romantically. I've just never been in a situation in my life.
Well, good
avoid
for
them
you.
At all costs.
You've avoided a lot of hurt and a lot of apparently, according to this,
living.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also bass players are kind of sexy, so I get that.
Bass players pretty cool. I feel like it's a very unwieldy instrument. You know, someone who's able to wield a large instrument in such a precise.
I think we're thinking about two different basses here. I think stand-up bass, and I mean a bass guitar.
I mean a bass guitar, even a bass guitar, because it's so long. And
I suppose
it's not like a fucking slide flute. Okay, slide flute. You know.
Ain't no kazoo.
Ain't no recorder. We're talking something. You got two hands. They're like worlds apart from each other. So you got to have some wingspan. And then I think the precise motion of it, it's like being able to do this little plucking thing and rhythm. And then when you get really into it, you get the thumb involved and the wrist flicking.
Whoa.
And it's very like.
God, are you a professional musician?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying it's just as cool as the tuba, and I really don't understand why I didn't get many phone numbers handed to me on business cards for my tuba playing ability. But sure, all the bass guitar players,
they got it.
Rolling knee deep in the phone numbers.
All of them were in situations.
All of them were in situations. So yeah, that's your
hot take. All right, well, I got another one for you before we end, and then we'll read more and more at the very end.
That sounds good. Distracting basketball dude. Dude, do you always choose to free ball while you play basketball? Given your apparent gift, that was beyond distracting for those of us on the adjacent courts. Not to mention possibly painful for you. You might want to invest in a jock and keep that lad secure. This is just like friendly advice, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's like almost, it's almost chiding. It's almost like, you shouldn't do that.
It's just pretty platonic at the least.
I know. I think probably the most platonic message about a person's testicles we've had on this show.
Yeah,
it also used the phrase I recently learned on this podcast live, freeballing, which I'd never heard before. And so I see a vocabulary word and I say, I need to show Talon I've learned something from our 2 years of doing this podcast. I'll include it.
And I'll say, like, the word is partially censored. So.
Which is also great, yeah.
it's freeba. So the fact that you picked up on it, your new attributed knowledge coming into play, a 10 out of 10 poll from you.
Thank you.
I think fair. I mean, listen, you got to be comfortable when you're playing basketball. So if this is their level of comfort, as long as it's not hurting anyone. Now, again, not regulation would not be allowed in an NBA game. But if we're just playing street ball, I think you can free ball. And that's... If you're playing street ball, you're allowed to free ball. And we're going to print that on a shirt. You can find that right now at the Craigslist Central Crisis shop on Shopify.
Don't promise them that. It doesn't exist.
If you want it, let us know, because I'll get to work on it right away.
Well, speaking of things that have to do with this show, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Please do subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends about it. And most importantly of all, leave a review. It really helps up our ratings and it gives people something to look at when they're considering listening to the podcast. And if you leave a 5-star review and you say something, Talon will read it live on air. He said he'll say anything. I'm nervous that somebody will eventually push that boundary, but he seems pretty confident about it.
Look, even when the day comes that we have to stop this bit, and because someone said something awful, I think I still have to read at least that one before we close the doors, because I said what I said. So take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get me to say anything you want me to say. I could record a voicemail for you. I'll do impressions. How would you like Darth Vader to read your voicemail? That's probably...
That was cool, I guess.
Or same guy, but how about Mufasa? It could be like, you deliberately disobeyed me, Sarah. And, like it's your name instead of Simba's.
Thank
So,
you.
if you like that, or I'll freestyle rap. I'm not good. So there's something. Anyway, you should definitely consider leaving us a review, because it's the most helpful thing you can do to help us get found. Doesn't have to be 5 stars. You can be honest, but I mean, we definitely appreciate a 5-star review from you if you feel that this is a 5-star podcast. And if you don't, we'll take feedback.
I won't.
Sarah won't, but I'll take criticism.
And if you have any misconnection stories of your own, or you find a misconnection you'd really like to show off and have us read, please send it over to us. We've got an Instagram, Existential Crisis. We've got an email, craigcrypod@gmail.com. That's CraigCrypod@gmail.com. Send those to us. We'd love to read them. We've also got a Facebook and Twitter under the same name as well. And we love to hear from you about that. We'd like to thank Rosie Sherman for our intro song. Does great. Check her out on Instagram @HeyShermy. Anything else?
You can find my Instagram @BiggieTalls, which is Biggie, and then the dot, and then TALS.
Exciting. There might be some fun things on there. You never know.
Fun things on there. We got one more misconnection for you to send you off with on this. Otherwise, shorter episode, but you're getting all a trim cut of meat, but it is delicious.
Just know that we worked twice as hard for this episode as any other episode. God did not want us recording this today.
And we almost gave in to God, but then we said,
almost.
Fuck off, God. We're going to do it anyway.
All right. Chris at Ice House. Chris, sorry I missed you last time. I will be there on Saturday night. Hope you can come by. I had some teeth pulled out and would like to see how things work now.
I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
And this has been Craig's Essential
Crisis. I don't even want to talk about that.
And that's why we won't.
It really gets really good.